Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the College Football Show. I'm WillND, and I'm here with my pal Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports. And my, oh my, what a week of college football we just had.
What a week. Absolutely
Yeah.
insane. The games, the firing. Yeah, we're getting into a lot tonight. It's gonna be great. Definitely excited to do the show with you Bill tonight. And yeah, you want to lead it off with what everyone's still talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
James Franklin. James Franklin got fired at Penn State. What were your initial thoughts about that, Will, when James Franklin got fired?
But I knew he was. I didn't. Like, if you were at all, like, I was following Landon Tangwall over this whole collapse. And, like, the vibes were so bad that, I mean, it kind of felt like it was the right move. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it sucks. I mean, listen, James Franklin, he says some snarky stuff, but it does stink. I mean, it stinks. He went out sad. Like, he went out sad losing those last 3 games.
Yeah, and you could tell in his post-game presser for that Northwestern game that he knew that he was getting fired. It was very obvious that he knew that he was done. But my about James Franklin, and I've said this now for 2 straight days on social media, and I've got people outraged about it. I think Penn State messed up firing James Franklin. I do. And I understand Penn State fans. They want to be national title contenders, which they literally were a game away from it last year. But that being said, they want to be national title contenders. They want to be among the elite in college football. They want to be up there with Ohio State. They want to be up there with Alabama. I get that. And I think they can, even though their program has limitations, I think they can. But they feel James Franklin was not going to get it done, and this season is exemplary of that. But James Franklin won over 70% of his games, which is what Bo Pelini did at Nebraska and got fired. And look at the candidates list for who might succeed James Franklin at Penn State. And outside of Curt Cignetti, who's better than James Franklin?
I'll come at you with the other perspective. So, with all the NIL that, like, Penn State has, I mean, Penn State, as long as they don't make a horrible hire, I mean, I think they'll be fine. I mean, the coach just needs to get the coordinators right. I mean, they swung and missed with Knowles. He didn't fit their defense. Andy Kolomnicki, like, did not fit Aller. Now, if they would have played Berbula instead of Aller, I think it would have been a better fit in terms of quarterback to coordinator fit. So I think they would be doing better then. But yeah, like, Knowles just didn't work for them, and Kolomnicki didn't work for them. And they're like, we paid all this money for the players and for Knowles, like, they had to fire him.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
So, I mean, I think
I'm not
who they should get called. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Kenny Dillingham have to call Kenny Dillingham. Matt Campbell have to call Matt Campbell. I think you gotta call, like, I mean, you gotta call the obvious no's. Like, Cignetti is obviously gonna be a no. Freeman's gonna be a no. Lang's gonna be a no. They'll probably call those guys too.
Is gonna be a no. That makes me feel really good, Will, for that to come out of your mouth. That makes me feel really good because everybody out, RG3 and a lot of other big time media personalities, some that I really even respect, are trying to say that Curt Cignetti is gonna go to Penn State. I don't think so. Because as other people are saying online, Curt Cignetti has already reached the mountaintop. And I know if Caden was here, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't beat Ohio State or won a national title. That does not necessarily mean that you haven't reached the mountaintop. When it comes to IU, yes, he has. And I think that at Indiana, if he stays at Indiana for 8 more years, he is going to be a guy that has a statue outside the building. The field will be named after him. He will have the Bill Snyder-like legacy at Indiana. Indiana is one of the last programs in college football that has never had a coach worthy of a legacy. Bill Mallory is Indiana's legacy, and he had a losing record. So my thing is, when you got the Bill Snyders and the Barry Alvarezes, these men that built these dead programs and made them something, I think that Cignetti wants to have that type of legacy. And he's going to do that at IU. He's not going to do that at Penn State. He'll never be Paterno there, probably, in their eyes. He's not even going to have enough time to do what Paterno did at Penn State, which I know Paterno's, they hate him now, that allegation stuff. You get the point, the success. Or Florida with the Myers and the Spurriers and stuff. I just don't think that Cignetti's that type of guy. He loves being at IU and the attention that he's garnered being at this garbage program, and he made him good. Penn State, man, you lose a couple games, they're going to call for his head. If Indiana loses this week, no one's calling for Cignetti's head. Now, obviously, people be upset because, like, what the heck? But they're not going to be like, oh, my gosh, he needs to be fired. My thing is that I'm with you that they need to go in another direction. Matt Rule makes no sense to me either, because Matt Rule has a terrible record in top games, which is exactly the reason they got rid of Franklin. And I would not go with Matt Rule. I think Matt Rule's just fine at Nebraska. Urban Meyer is not going to take the job. I don't think Urban Meyer is going to. Why would he go to Penn State, an inferior program, to Ohio State? I don't see that. I don't. I mean, I think Dillingham's a possibility, but I don't think it's likely that he leaves Arizona State for that. I don't even know if they'd call him. Dan Mullen.
You know who I think would be a home run? I think this could be a high risk, high reward hire. Get Joe Brady from the Bills, who was at Penn State.
Joe Brady is actually the current favorite, Will, according to the odds. If you look at the Vegas odds right now, Joe Brady's the favorite for the job. So you're not off key at all. You were not.
I think he would be the best. I think he would be the best hire.
John Gruden.
Yeah. I think he would have the highest upside.
John Gruden.
Gruden does want to come back, man. He says he does want to coach big time college football, though. Gruden has said that.
I don't think they're not hiring John Gruden. I don't see that at all. But yeah, I don't think a lot of the big names are any better than what they just had. I mean, you have to be for sure, like, knowing that your coach needs to go, like that he's just bad. And I just, to me, don't know if, not Brian Kelly, Austin. No. But I think that they possibly made a mistake. I will be shocked if they're
okay. I have to say, I saw. Okay, I didn't watch the full. But I did see an LSU YouTuber talking about, like, hey, is there any way they can take Brian Kelly off our hands? Like, they're starting to get done with Kelly, man. It's hilarious.
But that's the thing. Penn State's not going to hire a guy that a team wants to fire, right? They're not going to do that. No, that's funny though. It's great that LSU fans are done with Brian. My thing is, who they going to get? These teams want to fire all these coaches, but then they have no replacement. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Bo Pelini is the poster child for not firing a guy who's winning well. You know what I mean? Like, same with Malzahn at Auburn. Like, you fire coaches that are winning. You hire someone who's way worse. Manny Diaz actually isn't impossible. That could happen, but I just think that they're gonna look at the Miami tenure, the stint that he had, and probably stay away from that. But I gotta read these super chats though. We got Godfather of the SEC coming with a $9.99 super chat. Only Talk Sports. That's it. Appreciate it, Godfather. Appreciate the super chat. We got Jackson. 1 down, 4 to go. Here's Only Talk Sport going live. 4 more of these still super chat. He'll go live again this week. Appreciate that, Jackson. Read this comment too about Will has the OG look going on. Rest in peace to the beard era. It's not completely gone. But yeah. Will looking like his old self again. There we go, right? But yeah, Mullen is not happening, Bean. All I'm saying is I think Penn State's just very weary of what they've just done. Very weary, because you don't want to be Nebraska 2.0. They better make sure this next hire is legit, because if not, they might just screw it up big time. Because I'm not impressed with a lot of names on the list. If Joe Brady, who Will mention, is your favorite, that's high risk. It could be a high ceiling, low floor type of situation. It could either boom or bust. We have no idea if that works. That's not a proven commodity there, right? Cignetti's your best bet, and I think they've got a 0% chance of that happening. I would be shocked if Penn State actually landed Curt Cignetti, because to me, Indiana can match whatever Penn State wants to pay him, for one. The only advantage Penn State has is a better history, better fan base, I guess, because they got more fans, better recruiting ground. Indiana's not a bad recruiting ground. And anyway, recruiting's national now. Everyone's getting players from all over the country, so that doesn't necessarily matter either. And again, Cignetti is going to build a legacy at IU. He's not going to have that at Penn State, no matter what he does, short of winning multiple national titles. So to me, I think that he would make the most sense for him to stay at IU, but that's their best hire that they could make. If they do not get Cignetti, which again, I don't think is going to happen, I'm almost certain that their next hire is going to be worse than James Franklin. And if that's the case, just wait. Just wait to how much they're going to complain and cry and whine about how, oh my gosh, we were better under Franklin. Well, yeah, that's why you should have kept Franklin. He made a couple errors, hiring Knowles and keeping Aller, but those were fixable. Next year, get another quarterback. Get rid of Knowles. Those were fixable problems. But instead, you're going to fire him, and now you just got to hope and pray that your next hire doesn't suck, because if it does, Penn State's screwed. Big time. And again, I could be wrong. Put my foot in my mouth, whatever. Maybe the next hire taking multiple national titles. We'll never know. I'm just saying, be cautious, Penn State. You might have just messed up. Bean, he lived there for a few years. He's a West Virginia man. His whole life he lived in West Virginia. Whole life, practically.
I mean, he was recent. Yeah, I mean, West Virginia hates Penn State.
So he's not a Pennsylvania guy. Okay? He's not a Pennsylvania guy. I mean, Pittsburgh anyway don't like Penn State. Yeah, and again, to Jackson's point, Penn State, they don't even play their rival. They're rival-less because of their own doing. So good for them. I don't know. I just think State was stupid to fire James Franklin when they did. If we had a couple more years of him sucking,
I feel like, yeah.
We're losing recruits.
I feel like they aren't going to get. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping we can land their running back. That was the top running back.
Do you think that Penn State's next coach will be better than James Franklin? I just want to ask you that. Do you think that their next coach will be better than James Franklin? Just doesn't matter who it is. Do you think they'll be better?
Probably not, but I mean, I feel like Brady, if they could get Brady or they could get Cignetti, I feel like those are the two. I think they just want to beat Ohio State. They just want to do whatever they can to get over that hump, and they're just sick of losing to Ohio State and the other top team. So they're thinking, hey, if we get Brady, like, they'll give us a higher ceiling and a chance to beat Ohio State and actually win the big games.
It's not a proven hire. I mean, again, it could work. And that's why I'm saying I could put my foot in my mouth and be completely wrong. And Penn State is better after Franklin, whoever they. I just think it's most likely that they're not. Again, James Franklin is one of the winningest coaches of the last 5 seasons. He's up there with Curry. He's up there with DeBoer. He's up there with Ryan Day. He's like the 4th winningest coach in the last 5 seasons. You're not going to get a guy, most likely, that's going to do better than that. And like I said, when you start to lose more, your expectations tank, man. Look at Nebraska. They're excited right now that they're ranked. It's funny to me about how trash IU is. Nebraska's just happy to be ranked. Wow. It's insane. I thought Nebraska was a national title program. No, it's after 20 years of failure, or really 10. When they fired Pelini, they've been really bad the last 10. They're just they're not hiring Jim Knowles. No chance. You know, their expectations gone on the floor. Penn State right now, they're a national title team expectation caliber. But a few years of being garbage, and that goes in the floor. So we'll see. Again, we'll see. I just think they potentially made a big mistake, and only time is going to tell whether they did or not. And it all depends on their next hire. But I think they made a big mistake hiring James Franklin, or firing James Franklin, rather. Big mistake firing James Franklin. I just don't think that their next hire is going to be better. But again, we'll see. I can't believe they did it when they did, too, because now they're losing all their players. All those recruits, they're gone. It's good. It's good for other teams. Hope they come to Bama and IU. Just really dumb. I mean, again, grass ain't always greener, and, you know, sometimes, you know, what you wish you don't always get. So, again, we'll see what happens to Penn State. And, yeah, Freeman's not happening. Signetti's not happening. So, our programs, we're good. Will, we're good.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I've been so choppy. But can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I was looking into the buyout for Penn State, and I actually kind of like what they did with the buyout. So Franklin is going to have to be hired as a head coach or an assistant at another program, and then they just pay the difference on what their program is willing to pay. Did you hear all that?
Yeah, you said that the other Penn State pays the difference. You know, him getting basically what you're saying is that they're the way I'm taking is that they're forcing James to get another job, right? That's the way I take that, right? You still there, Will?
All right. I'm just gonna restart it. I don't know. I'm gonna restart my computer, man. But sorry, can you talk to the chat?
Okay, sure. I was just wondering, like, you just stopped there for a second, so I was like, you good? But yeah, absolutely. I mean, if what you're saying, what I heard is that they're forcing James Franklin to get another job, which I don't know really how, but you know that you do that because I mean Jimbo's just living it up. He's fine. I mean, if I'm James Franklin, I wouldn't want to coach again. But you know, I mean that would be good for Penn State because they wouldn't have to pay as much, you know, of a buyout or whatever. But I mean, still, I mean, regardless, they're gonna have to pay something. You know, I mean, it's not like they're gonna probably get away completely scot-free because I highly doubt wherever James Franklin would be paying him a contract that is as steep as Penn State's contract. Like I've seen people say, oh, he could go to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is not going to pay him what Penn State paid him. Even though I've seen some people say, oh, Virginia Tech is about to invest $240 million or so in the next 4 or 5 years into their program. Well, they better because their program sucks. But again, even that being said, I highly doubt that they're going to be able to pay James Franklin as much as Penn State did. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Like I said, it's just really interesting what happened with Penn State because literally 3 weeks ago they were number 2 in the nation and people thought that they were going to be good this year, even though I had a lot of questions because of Aller and I didn't think Aller was all that good. Just like I didn't think Nussmeier was all that good. It's kind of funny that a lot of the quarterbacks that I said was not going to be that good has actually ended up not being that good. The main quarterback that I got wrong was Lagway. I did think Lagway was going to be successful, and Lagway has not been successful, but actually Lagway's been playing a little bit better recently as well. So again, we'll see. And I did have Sellers pretty high, and that has completely bombed. But Aller and Nussmeier I thought were overrated as heck, and I was completely right because they looked overrated. I mean, I never saw Drew Aller and Garrett Nussmeier and Cade Klubnik to a lesser extent be all that successful. Klubnik I had a little higher, and he hasn't done that good either. But you had to put some quarterbacks somewhere. I don't think anybody really had on their bingo card Dante Moore being what Dante Moore's been up till IU. And Mendoza's been a lot better than I expected, even though I had Mendoza pretty high because I had faith in Cignetti's offense and he was going to be able to make Mendoza really good. So, yeah, and I mean, Clembo's saying Oregon joining the Big Ten has made Penn State a little much worse than before. Well, it hasn't really done that until now. It didn't last year. I mean, Penn State went further than Oregon in the playoff. You know, I think the problem is now that Penn State's lost these 3 games, you've got USC winning and Oregon, and Washington's done fairly well this season. Nebraska's ranked. You know, IU, Ohio State. There's just a lot of programs currently that look better than Penn State. And again, I understand why they fired James Franklin. I get it. Like, I'm not saying that what they did was completely unreasonable or makes zero sense at all. But at the same time, I still don't think that the firing makes sense when you look at the candidates list. Nobody on that candidates list is striking me as, oh yeah, that's a great candidate. You know, that's a guy that's for sure going to do better than James Franklin. I mean, James Franklin, again, was one of the winningest coaches. I don't know. Yeah, where did Will go? We're waiting on Will to return. Right now, I'm just kind of repeating and going in circles about stuff that we got a lot to get to. We are going to get to the Week 8 games. I don't know if we're gonna recap Week 7 or not. Probably not, because it's almost 11 o'clock. So probably not. But hopefully we get Will back soon. He's having some computer issues. And right as I mentioned Will is returning to us. He is trying to get back on here. Let me see if I can get him on. Yeah, there. Wait a minute. There we go. Tell us your best joke. I don't know. You got one, Jackson? you got a funny joke? I have no idea. Right off the spot, that's kind of tough. I'd have to plan for that one a little bit. You bet, Will?
All right, there we go.
Awesome.
They want me to update my computer, so I think I don't know, it's being all wacky.
Yeah, sometimes if you don't update your computer, then it doesn't want to work. I've had that happen before. It's really like, can't you wait a day, computer? I think you can wait a day, right? You know, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I think we've got the James.
But
Franklin.
What do you think about Franklin? Well, what do you think where Franklin will go next?
Again, people have said Virginia Tech. I think that's possible, but let me ask you again, because you never answered my question earlier about what you said. What you said about the clause thing, is that, again, basically Penn State trying to force James Franklin to get another job? Is that correct? Okay. So that means that James is going to get another job.
And also to save money.
Yeah. All right. So that clear. I never got an answer because your computer was messing with you. So now, do you think Virginia Tech? Just to me, Virginia Tech.
I mean, it's the best fit. It's the best. Like Virginia Tech's like their campus is like a more southern version of Penn State's. And then Clemson's like an even more southern version of it.
Well, Bean says, what's the clause? Again, you said earlier, Will, that Penn State was going to pay the difference of whatever the new contract was or whatever the buyout was compared to that. Something to that degree. I heard a bit of it because you were cutting it out. So that leads me to believe that, again, Penn State is basically forcing him to get another job so they don't have to pay a lot of the buyout. But again, I don't think Virginia Tech is going to be giving him as big of a contract as Penn State or any other program that he could possibly go to. I honestly think Virginia Tech makes sense. For real. Mm-hmm. That would be a good hire for Virginia Tech.
All right.
You got any suggestions?
All right.
Can you hear
All right,
me,
can you
Will?
see the shared screen?
Wait. I'm trying to get.
Have it if you're the Red Wolves. His kick is away, and it is good. It is
what?
a one.
Okay, there it is. All right. Do you have any suggestions for James Franklin? Will. I don't even know.
Franklin. I mean, so they said they're going to sue him if he doesn't get another job. So
yeah, I heard you say that they're gonna sue if he doesn't get another job. Okay, which again I don't know how they could do that, but I guess they can. Where do you think he's gonna go though? Will, where do you think James Franklin's gonna go? I get we're never gonna know. We're never gonna know. Indiana, Oregon, great win for Indiana. Oregon. Oregon is now overrated. Oregon is now they're no good because Indiana beat them. So now people are saying Oregon's trash. So that cracks me up. Oregon is no good now. Even though Indiana being a top 3 team in the nation coming into the week, that's the national narrative for you. But great win for IU on all accounts, all facets of the game. They played great. I said already. I talked a lot about this game already at great length. So I don't really have to say a lot else. I'm just super proud of the guys, man. IU played one heck of a game and proved to the nation, outside of certain individuals still that will never believe, that Indiana is legit and they are a great program now, and that Kurt Cignetti is not going anywhere. So IU football is better than IU basketball. It is the biggest win in program history for IU. Maybe outside the '87 Ohio State, but I think this is bigger because I think this is actually sustainable. So I'm so thrilled. We will back again. I can hear myself in the background. How's it going, Will?
All right. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
All right.
Yeah, this is. I can hear myself in the background. That's all you right there. It's like you're just frozen, man. I don't know. It was crazy. I was trying to ask you where you thought James Franklin was gonna go.
I mean, I guess Virginia Tech or maybe Carolina.
Hey, I would take him at Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Take him at Carolina. Bill ain't getting it done. So, I say you got to give Bill more time. I don't think Bill's going to get it done. So, I don't disagree with either. So, any Tech, though, I honestly think there's a legit shot for that.
Mm-hmm. So, IU completely dominated. I mean, they dominated Oregon. I mean, it was a 10-point game, but it felt a lot bigger of a victory for IU.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was such an impressive win. I mean, outside the pick six that Mendoza threw was a bad throw. They were pretty much flawless in this game. They were great. They dominated both sides of the ball. The defense. I mean, have you seen all the awards that the IU players have been racking up this week? I mean, it's insane. Like their Twitter accounts just were, oh yeah, Aiden Fisher won this player of the week, and Carter Smith won this player of the week, and I mean, it's crazy. IU just dominated this game. I'm still blown away. I can't believe they won this game. The way they won this game. IU legit. Again, don't let Cignetti leave. Again, you've got a generational coach on your hands, Indiana. You've got your Bill Snyder, Barry Alvarez. Like this is, don't let him walk. Do not let him leave. That's all I'm going to say. IU's got a great thing going on right now, and it's sustainable, I think. I think it's sustainable.
All right, let's see if this.
Can you still run your computer?
I'm trying.
Okay, cool. I'd have to screenshot stuff and do it that way. I can, but this browser I'm in will not let me share the screen without it's complicated.
Ole Miss, man, not a great performance by the Rebels.
I like this idea. I like both ideas. So IU's got to do some cool stuff. But yeah, Ole Miss, not impressive. They fell a spot for the win. They fell from 4th to 5th. I mean, have you noticed, though, that Lane Kiffin teams every year have really bad games like this, though?
Yeah.
They always do. They play great football against a lot of good teams. Like, they beat Georgia last year. They beat LSU this year. But then they have these type of games. Lucky for them, they didn't lose. But this is why Ole Miss misses the playoffs, because they always lose these type of games. I mean, they lost to Kentucky last year. They were favored by a ton. Washington State lost to North Texas 59-10. So, yeah, not a good look for Ole Miss barely winning this game. Clearly, they were way better than Washington State, but Washington State actually showed up.
A&M all over Florida in the second half, especially.
A&M all over Florida. It took a while.
Mm-hmm.
Hung in there, but A&M ended up pulling away. I mean, they look a lot better. Elko's done good.
Mm-hmm. Texas being Oklahoma, man. That Oklahoma win over Michigan aged like milk, and it showed that
when these wins age like milk, it kind of shows you the team's not that good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, think about it. Like LSU beating Clemson in Florida, those wins, they're nothing now, right? Texas, I don't think Texas is all that good. I think Arch Manning's got a lot of flaws. But Oklahoma, with a broken down Mateer right now, they're terrible. So I'm glad we picked Texas. Good pick.
Bama over Missouri, close, but overall, Missouri. I mean, Pavula just wasn't that good, and Ty Simpson stepped it up a lot.
Alabama, to me, was I don't want to say significantly better than Missouri in this game, but they had a pretty solid gap of their play than Missouri. Like, to me, they played decently better. They were the substantially better team. But Missouri did hang in there, to their credit, and gave Alabama a game. But Alabama played well. I mean, Ty Simpson throwing 3 touchdown passes on the road. They got the game-sealing interception. Good job, Alabama. Like, they did a really good job in this game, I think. It was a tough road win. It's good.
Texas Tech, clearly the best team in the Big 12.
Yeah, it's not even close. That NIL paid off. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. NIL paid off, and they got a big gap on everyone else in the Big 12. This game, I'm still just mad. Oh, my gosh. The
timeout thing was crazy. Like, he said he didn't call a timeout.
I was clapping. Dude, liar. He lied. Again, I would love to have Kirby on the show and talk to Kirby and be like, why did you lie on national TV? I want to know. I don't want no fake response being like, I didn't. Yes, you did. Admit it. You called timeout. You got away with it. It's okay. We'll forgive you if you can just have some honesty, man. I'll forgive you. That was some lowbrow bull from Kirby. Just garbage. Auburn sucked. Yeah, Auburn sucked, and they deserved to lose because they had 20 yards in the second half, and they were complete trash. But that was a touchdown that they took away. It was. And Georgia, I mean, how many times did they stop play for Georgia to reset? It was like 10 times. I mean, I don't know. They had it up Georgia's, They had it in for them. Yeah, a win's a win. I don't care about a win's a win when it comes to this game. Georgia's trash. For an elite program, they're trash. They're like the worst elite program right now because they're clinging on to this elite status when they look like crap and they get away with every freaking win. Every game, there's some bull that Kirby gets away with every time. And I frankly am tired of it. So, yeah, I'm again, It's been days since that game, and I'm still annoyed. Like that was ridiculous. What happened?
Not impressed by Tennessee
or LSU.
or LSU. USC did beat. We call that one. USC.
Glad we got that one right. I swung you over because I told you Underwood was going to sell. Underwood's not good right now.
Mm-hmm.
He might be good in a couple years, but right now he is not good.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not be back in Michigan. I'm sorry, Michigan fans, but you might have been better with Davis Warren. You might be better with Mikey Keene. Maybe give him a shot. Maybe he's more ready to win right now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Underwood, you don't deserve to be making $10 million or whatever a year that he's making when you're a true freshman and you haven't proven squat. So to me, Michigan, not very good. They got good players, but they're not going to have a great season. And I do think that Sharon Moore should be getting some flack.
And Jeffrey, another thing,
or anything, but some hot seat pressure a little bit.
Jeffrey, Michigan fans think that Mikey Keene's still hurt from last year.
I don't know nothing about that because I don't follow Michigan that closely. But if Mikey Keene is still hurt, then that sucks. Because again, if he was healthy, I'd probably say he would do better. Underwood ain't getting it done. He's not ready.
Yeah, and this Irish win, the refs kept NC State in it the first half, but then Notre Dame was able to pull away.
Well, Notre Dame has been a second half team in these bad teams that are playing like Purdue. I mean, they blew out Purdue eventually. They blew out NC State. I mean, Notre Dame has a just flawed schedule in and of itself because they're in, the independent status, because you got your two toughest games at the beginning of the year. You barely lose them, and then the rest of your schedule blows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, outside of USC, it's abysmal. Like, Notre Dame didn't have the time and ability to play their tough teams later in the year. They have their toughest games at the beginning of the year. They lose those games, and now they're playing nobody. I mean, NC State's not a good team. Like, Notre Dame's doing what they're supposed to do, and they're rising up the rankings for it. If Notre Dame wins out, they're in the playoffs. Again, I don't care what anybody says. They're in the playoffs. But Notre Dame's schedule it hurts them. It does. Because, again, playing those tough teams at the beginning of the year and they didn't get the wins, it's like now, I mean, Notre Dame, all their games are nationally televised because they're Notre Dame and they got the NBC contract, but nobody cares about these games. These games are nothing. Like, they did what they were supposed to do. I was a little concerned at first, but Notre Dame's just that much better of a team. They're way better than NC State, so.
BYU escaping Arizona.
BYU's doing the same thing they did last year. I'm shocked that they're undefeated right now because I thought when Retzlaff transferred that they were not going to do that good. But Bear Bachmeyer, credit to him. But I will say, BYU did this last year. You remember, Will, they started out the season undefeated and ranked high and all that, and they were barely winning. Well, they eventually caught up to them. I don't think BYU's going undefeated or anything. They're eventually going to lose. They're not as good as Texas Tech.
And then Jeff Sims starting for injured Sam Levitt in it. Yeah.
I told you this game was going to be ugly. Like Utah was favored by like 5. That was your easiest bet, the freaking Utah to cover game ever. Like, dude, Utah was favored by 5. Utah by 32. So yeah, I think Utah, man, that was an easy pick to bet there. Arizona State, man, when I heard Jeff Sims, because I think we made our predictions when we already knew that Sam Levitt was not going to play. And I was told you, man, Arizona State was going to get murdered, and they did. I'm a little shocked by this. Iowa State's falling apart. They're falling apart. So, I mean, good for Colorado. They stormed the field and all that, but Iowa State's not very good either. So they proved that.
In Florida State, Mike Norvell might get fired.
Again, if Alabama played Florida State right now, they'd blow them out. I'm calling it. Florida State's selling. They're falling apart. And good job for Pitt making a QB change. Good job.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game. Good test for the Irish going to Pitt later.
Probably one of your toughest games left.
All right. Oh, shout out to Kent State for beating UMass. Kent State.
Oh yeah, true. And they blew him out, didn't they? They blew him. So good job to Mark Rogers' alma mater. Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
We got a game on right now that's trash. Western Kentucky, not as good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Liberty's not very good either.
They're not very good.
Campbell's team is kind of bad, but they won, so congratulations. You picking any of those tomorrow?
All right. Well, I gotta get to bed soon, so let's just go to Friday.
Louisville at Miami. Any chance for the Cards? Any chance?
I just don't. They're not. I think Louisville is worse this year, slightly worse.
They look worse offensively.
Yeah.
Miller
hasn't been very good, so I'm gonna go with Miami big.
34-17, the U for me. I think Louisville kind of keeps it close. I mean, I agree with Austin. He pulls at least one upset a year. I mean, it could have. I still think Miami's going to choke, but I don't know. I'll be shocked if they won a little bit. It wouldn't blow me away because I've seen so many big upsets, but it would be a little bit shocking if Louisville won because they haven't looked all that good this year. They haven't. But if they do win, definitely count on Louisville to lose very soon after because they do that every year as well. So I think Miami wins. But if Louisville wins, it wouldn't completely blow me away. Nebraska at Minnesota. You think now that Nebraska is ranked and they got a little bit of hype now with Patrick Mahomes' twin or whatever they call him. And also the fact that it's a road game and they're almost bowl eligible, which is so hard for Nebraska to achieve. And the rule talk to Penn State, despite Matt Rule denying it and Dylan Raiola denying it. Is there a chance Minnesota knocks off Nebraska?
Yes, they will. I cannot trust Nebraska in these games, man. I can't.
21-20 Gophers.
Yeah, 21-20
Give me the Golden Gophers. I don't know. I didn't think you were going to do it, but I was seriously like, you know what? I think with all the hoopla going on, Nebraska's going to lose here, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So Minnesota could be wrong. Maybe Nebraska is better this year, but they still haven't looked all that good. Give me Minnesota.
Carolina, Cal, give me Cal.
I mean, if it wasn't Bill, dude, I would go with UNC. If it was Mac Brown, but I'll go with Cal 31-21. I wish Carolina would win. I think Cal will win. Carolina.
Also, Carolina's going to Cal and the game's at 10:30. I do think that makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Cal.
LSU Vandy minus 2.5 on LSU.
Dude, I'm going Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Vandy. I'm pulling it because Vandy, I know they lost to Bama, but they've had a week off to think about it. LSU just has not looked all that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not impressive. Nussmeier,
mm-hmm.
I mean, remember when people said that Nussmeier was good, Will? You remember when people said that? And you also remember when people said that when I said that he was a turnover machine and that, it was only in a couple games. Well, he's still been a turnover machine.
Yeah.
It's not like he's that much better, dude. So I think he's going to throw a couple INTs in this game. I'm going Vandy 31-27. I think Vandy gets the win. I think they bounce back. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm feeling a little frisky right now with these games. So I'm going with
I'm going 27-20 Vandy.
I think Vandy wins. For real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding around. I think Vandy can win for real.
Mm-hmm. Georgia Tech, Duke minus 1.5.
Dude, honestly, this is another game that I think the home team can win. I mean, Georgia Tech should have lost to Wake.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech, I like Georgia Tech, and I want them to beat Georgia later in the year. And I really like Haynes King.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of their team is not great, and they've been skating by a lot of rough teams. I think they can win this game. But to be fair, Duke actually has looked pretty good. Mensa's decent. And, I mean, the Illinois loss, that one's kind of rough, the way they lost. But, I mean, they blew out Cal and Syracuse, even though Syracuse is dead now. But, I mean, I think Duke's not a bad team. What do you think? This one I'm a little more conflicted on, honestly.
I'm kind of going with my heart.
I'm more confident Minnesota and Vandy than I am on this one.
I'm kind of going with my heart here. 27-24 Jackets skate by again. I want them to keep going.
I'll go 24-21 Tech. I think Duke can win, but I don't know, man. Maybe Tech survives. Washington at Michigan. If this game was at Washington, I'd pick Washington easy. But since it's at Michigan, they'll have a good chance. To me, this is more of a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
Damon Williams is good, but do you think Damon Williams will he be able to survive the big house?
I mean, they could turn on Michigan though, since they've been playing bad.
Roll Buckeyes, roll, and we're kicking butt big time, says Caden the Diesel Free with a $2 super chat. Appreciate that, Caden. Still roll Tide roll, but roll Buckeyes, roll, and we're kicking butt. You are. Good job. Ohio State and Indiana, FBI, 2 best teams in the country. I'll let you figure out which one's number 1, though. But thanks for being here, Caden. I think Washington can win, man, but I don't know. The big house might be too much. Because, I mean, you got to realize Michigan's 2 losses are on the road. If it was at Washington, I wouldn't hesitate to pick Washington for real.
31-24 Washington.
$24-20. Damon Williams.
All right. It is at noon, which scares me, but I mean, Michigan looks so bad.
It does, but Michigan don't look good, man. Michigan don't look good. Give me Washington.
Oh, UConn, Boston College.
I'll go UConn by 3.
Houston and Arizona.
I'll go Houston by 3.
Baylor TCU rivalry game.
Scotty B is going to try to convince us to pick Baylor. Honestly,
I'll pick Baylor.
Has not looked that good.
Yeah.
I'll go Baylor by 7. 31-24. I like Hoover, but TCU has not looked that good recently.
Tulane should beat Army this year.
Tulane will win.
Yeah.
No question at all. Baylor hasn't won at TCU since 2019, says Scotty, but I'll still go with Baylor.
Yeah.
Oklahoma with a broken down Mateer. Can they beat? We got Caden with a $5 super chat. Ohio State's number 1, Jeffrey, and they don't give a you know what. Well, they are number 1 in the nation, but the FBI, a little different, but strength of record and all that. But appreciate you for being here, Caden. Always love your contribution. Always love your witty remarks about the Buckeyes. I guess they're witty. It depends on your definition of witty. But appreciate you for being here. Appreciate your comments. Do you think that South Carolina gets a big win at home? Because, I mean, Oklahoma is kind of broken, but do you think Mateer will be better for this game?
I do. I mean, Carolina's offense looks broken, though, man, in general.
I'll go 17-14 Sooners.
Yeah. UCF or WVU?
UCF by 10. Rich Rod, that team's bad. They're terrible. Northwestern by 1. I'll go 21-20 Northwestern.
Ohio State by a lot. Indiana by a lot.
Ohio State by 30. I think Indiana wins 38-7. I'm so excited. Homecoming for IU. It's going to be glorious. A&M at Arkansas. That's an interesting game because of the fact A&M, I mean, this is classic trap, right? Don't they have a big game next week?
They play LSU, do they? Or is it so?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think they do. Yeah.
It'll be closer than it should be, but A&M wins.
27-17 A&M. Ole Miss at Georgia. Boy, oh boy, do I want Ole Miss to win. Do you think Ole Miss was just looking ahead?
I really want to pull it.
I do. I want to pull it. I want this game right here. I want Ole Miss to win. But between the hedges, can Trinidad Chambliss shake off a rusty game against Washington State and win in that environment? I mean,
the thing that worries me is that Ole Miss's rush defense is their biggest weakness, and then.
man, I don't know, dude. I want to pull it. But I don't want to just pull it because I keep saying Georgia's bad and all that. I mean, I want to actually be right on picking an upset.
All right, I'll go 31-27 Ole Miss. I'll pull it.
27-24 Rebels, man. I'm following WillND's lead. He believes I believe. Let's go. SMU Clemson, do you think there's a chance for SMU, or do you think Clemson just keeps winning? I mean, they better.
Clemson, they'll finish strong.
They'll win by 10. 14. We got Caden saying Notre Dame loses to USC and Alabama loses to a Big 12 school in the playoffs. Well, I don't think either of those things are going to happen. But again, we appreciate your input, Caden. You could, be right in some universe. Maybe it is this one, but I doubt it. We'll see. We shall see. Do you think that Boise beats UNLV? Do you think UNLV stays undefeated?
I think Boise's played better competition. I think they'll win. Their 2 losses were to 2 teams that are better than UNLV. So
I'll go with Boise by 10, though. I'll say UNLV covers. And we got Jackson saying, blank them dogs and blank them Nittany Lions.
Oh, man.
Yes to Jackson. Appreciate the super chat, Jackson. And yes, I agree with you 1,000%. Absolutely.
The Royal rivalry will be fun.
Old Dominion, James Madison. Old Dominion looked bad last week against Marshall, which I was shocked.
It could have been a look-ahead game, though. Could have been a look-ahead game.
I'll go Old Dominion by 3.
All right. Tech going to Arizona State.
Tech wins. Tech wins by 14. I know things get funny in the desert, but Arizona State doesn't look good. If Jeff Sims is playing, they're history.
Yeah.
Florida.
They could lose this, but I think they'll win at home.
Florida by 4.
Yeah.
24-20. Oregon
Penn State, Iowa. Here we go.
Texas, Kentucky. You think Kentucky's got a chance?
No.
All right. And Will just passes it. It's like, no, it's not going to be close. All right. We'll go Texas. Penn State at Iowa, man. Honestly, I'm kind of pulling for Iowa because if Iowa wins, that makes Indiana's win look better. Iowa beat Wisconsin 37-0. Honestly, I'm going Iowa.
All right.
I will say that with Franklin gone, does Penn State respond? But their season is already kind of cooked, though. So you think they'll just fold, right? Like fold.
I mean, I think Grunkenmeyer will try. I think he'll try to do his best, but
I'll go Iowa by 3.
Yeah, Iowa by 3.
I'll go UCLA by 3.
Mm-hmm. Maryland, they're better, but they're still not great.
And they're traveling to Pasadena. And Prince Charming's got, I know people hate when I say Prince Charming, but hey, it's a compliment. It's a backhanded compliment, but it's still a compliment. Tennessee at Bama and the 3rd Saturday in October. Talk about cigars. You talk about Signetti. Well, we got our own cigars down in Alabama, and they're going to be lighting them up after a win. I think Alabama wins by 14.
Okay. That's about right. Yeah. 14.
If it was at Tennessee, it'd be interesting. But I think Tennessee's not going to win in Bryant-Denny. Now, this is the one Will has been wanting to get to. We'll let Will lead off on this one. USC, Notre Dame. Tell Caden why Notre Dame's going to win.
USC, they went against a quarterback, Bryce Underwood, that he's not ready for the prime time yet. Clearly he's not. But CJ Carr is going to carve up USC secondary. USC secondary is not good. Notre Dame's receivers are much better. They'll be able to run against USC like they always do, but they'll also be able to pass. Marcus Freeman has taken more control over the defense from Chris Ash. Chris Ash still calls plays, but Marcus has much more of an input. I think the Irish and USC also has not won in South Bend since 2011, since the stupid Dane Chris fumble game, where Notre Dame was about to score on the goal line, then he fumbled it and USC took it back to the house. I do not. I think the streak will continue, and the Irish will win 42-24 over the Trojans.
Austin says, I kind of hope USC wins for Lincoln Riley.
I mean, USC teams have gone to
Austin,
die.
Will's gonna lose $500 if Notre Dame loses.
Yeah.
500, like it's gone. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden's won. There's no way Notre Dame can make the playoffs with another loss. Impossible. So we gotta have a Notre Dame win here. Yeah, I do. I don't want WillND to lose. So Notre Dame, USC, good win over Michigan. They are better this year. They almost beat Illinois on the road. I think Notre Dame's going to be ready. At home, they know this is their game. This is their last relevant game. At
Pitt 2.
At Pitt, but this is their shot for a ranked win.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Notre Dame wins this game 28-27. I'm
Okay.
going USC to compete, but Notre Dame is gonna pull it out, and I better see a Notre Dame win on Saturday.
I'll be there, Jeffrey. I'll be there. Notre Dame has not lost they've won every game I've been to. So
you're gonna be at the game?
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Well, now I hope they win even more for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was at the Commanders game last night and they blew it, man. That was sad.
Dude, you've been to a lot of games, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's why I'm so tired, but all right. We'll see if there's any other game. Holy War.
If it was at Utah, I wouldn't even question. Do you think Utah wins? BYU's been skating by.
I just think I think it's time for. Oh, crap. Why did I go to. I did not refresh. I didn't hit refresh. Why did it do it? Okay.
Yeah, here's your comment. I'll put it on the screen for the world to see, Kate. Notre Dame loses to USC. And
I guess Caden really thinks Texas Tech is good then, but.
Yeah, because if it ain't Tech, who's it going to be? I'd still doubt it, though.
I think the Cougars have been skating by. I think it's the Utes will win 28-27. The Utes will pull off the win in Provo. Sorry, Tanner Wall, he was nice. I went to high school with him. He's nice. He plays for BYU, but I think Utah wins. All right.
I think Utah, I'm going to go with Utah to win 31-24. I think they will win. I'm worried because it's on the road, but I think they will win because BYU's been skating by.
And if Stanford beats Florida State, Mike Norvell might.
Over.
Yeah,
it's over. It's done. Yeah. You think Florida State wins?
Yeah, they'll win. Florida State will win.
I'll go 31-20. Florida State. Stanford covers.
All right. Well, this was scuffed, but we made it work at the end.
Yeah, we had a lot of technical difficulties, but it's okay. Persevered through it. Just like Washington's going to persevere for Will and hopefully Notre Dame. We'll figure it. The Panthers are 3-3. The world, it's starting. It's feeling better now. Things are looking up for some bad teams. IU is third in the nation. Who knew? Who knew it was possible? So, and Penn State fans, watch out. Just see what happens. Could be bad, could be good. We'll see. But definitely appreciate everybody for being here. Ton of fun. Yeah, I agree with this. If Stanford wins, it's the same thing as Northwestern Penn State. It's fire Norvell time. It is. Appreciate everybody for being here. Like the stream down below, whether you're watching on WillND or my channel, Only Talk Sports. Subscribe to WillND or my channel, wherever you're watching at, if you're enjoying the show. And definitely, hopefully, we'll be back next week to do this again. It's always a fun time. And appreciate everybody for being here.
Thanks, everyone.